Business banking products can make or break a small business, and yet we rarely get a chance to review the best products in the market. Post-GFC, business banking products have remained less competitive and credit cards have been harder for many businesses to obtain. Many small business operators have turned to credit cards to help with cash flows instead of overdrafts. To talk more about business banking and to reveal the best in the business, we're joined now by Stephen Mickenbecker from Canstar Cannex. Stephen, great to have you on board the program today.
Hi John, thank you.
Stephen, you've recently reviewed 330 term loans, 35 credit cards, 65 overdrafts and 81 deposit accounts. You've been busy. How much harder is it for small business to get credit post-GFC?
Well, I guess, John, it looks a little tougher, and I think the credit card growth maybe shows just what's happening, because we've had growth over 2 years of 18% and 30% in credit card debt, while really overdraft debt has been flat. Now that says that maybe it's not that people are topped up and putting money onto their credit card, but maybe instead they actually can't get that new overdraft loan. So anecdotally it looks a little tough as well, because you're getting that feedback that, yeah, it is difficult to get credit.
How do business loans or lines of credit vary from everyday banking, and why can the rates be so much higher?
Yeah, look, we went from a period of December 07 where competition had actually driven down the rates to really parity with the standard variable loan rate, so the home loan rate effectively. Now, a year later, that was up to 1.73, so business loans were 1.73 over and above the standard variable home loan rate. Since then, they've actually come back a little bit. They're only 1.23, so that's good news. But, by the time by the time home loan customers maybe get 0.5% package discount, well, it can be 1.7, 1.9 more than a savings, more than the home loan rate. Now, that's not good news for business. That means they are paying a pretty premium rate. Why? Well, I think banks have realised that maybe they drove rates too low and weren't really covering the risk of lending to small business.
Stephen, you've also pointed to major differences in online savings accounts. For retail customers, those savings rates are as high as about 6.15%, but they're not rates offered to small business, are they?
No. What's happened is that the retail rates are bolstered by bonus rates and by rates that promotional rates that encourage consumers to switch over. Now, I think the banks have realised that it's a real hassle for a small business to move its transaction accounts and move its savings accounts. Now, they're too intertwined with the business. So I think they've realised that the promo rates don't actually work for business, and they're not offering them. So it's a little bit a sad thing that the business doesn't get that same benefit. There are a few providers that offer it, but the bad news again is that a lot of those expire on the 30th of September this year.
Now, you've reviewed small business banking products, and exclusively for Sky News Business, you've found the best in the business. Which bank and why, Steve?
Yeah, well, look, ANZ has performed exceptionally well, and that we see them as Australia's best value small business banking. Now, they've done a number of things. They've got a whole suite of five-star products, so a really strong product range that's done exceptionally well. That's one thing. But then they've got an online system that does everything that business wants. They have a distribution network that gives very good access to relationship managers. They have a call centre that's dedicated to small business, and a number of other services, news services, information services, and the like, that really help small business. So it's been just an across-the-board very strong, very strong performance by ANZ in the small business space.
You've rated 10 product areas. I won't get you to go into all of them, but what were some of the key issues that you looked at, and explain why ANZ came out on top?
Yeah, well, we've looked at, of course, pricing. Now, pricing, even though it's gone up for small business, there's still a relative price in the marketplace. So, of course, price matters a lot to small business. ANZ's always there or thereabouts with very strong pricing in their products. But secondly, there are issues around flexibility. Small business loves flexibility. So repayment flexibility on term loans. You can make extra repayments. You can make lump sum repayments. There aren't penalties when you make early repayments. All those things matter an awful lot for small business. They have transaction accounts that roll in a number of free transactions, free check accounts, free online transactions, free BPay. So really, there's a full range of services that are provided there. And small business does need that flexibility and that broad range of service that they're using their bank every day.
Stephen Mickenbecker from Canstar Cannex, we are always grateful when you give us these reviews and help our audience know what products to look out for. Great to have you on the show today.
Terrific. Thanks, John.
And just before we move on, a quick email from Nick Reid from the ANZ Bank, who said, with this award, it is recognition of the work ANZ is doing for its small business customers to help them get off the ground, grow and thrive. So congrats to ANZ and a big thank you to Canstar Cannex.